Grand afternoon, happy Sunday, or whatever day this video finds you. I am making this video for several reasons, but in this moment, I'm making it in response to a beautiful sister whose name is Conjure Queen. She just posted a video about her feelings around not being fulfilled by material or physical things anymore. What was so refreshing and confirmational about it is that as a Gen Xer, I've been wanting to share that thought. Of course, in my own, from my own experience, but it's real easy for, I'm going to say Gen Xers, right? For whatever reason, our generation, we were like the last, almost like the last of the Mohicans, right? We were the ones that experienced everything right before, during, and after the evolving of when everything went techie. So we saw situations like going from earning respect to people just being entitled and disrespectful. We have the standpoint, some of y'all might call it a soapbox. We have the view to observe how, when we say like, well, when we were younger, it went this way, and now that y'all are here, younger age group, right? Y'all do things differently. We did things differently. We say things like, y'all expect for things to be given to you. But, or I should say, however, it's subjective. I say that because once we, like, who y'all might call older or whatever, elders, whatever, once we see where that perspective is coming from, because I've said a lot of times and have witnessed it, younger people, the younger generations came here more tapped in. They was tapped into knowing their lineage, knowing who they are. They know their history. They've been inquisitive about their history, their genealogy, right? And not just from the standpoint of grandma, grandpa, auntie, and uncles, like generations. So, because they have come here under the guise of being secured or set up to deal with society, doesn't mean that they were equipped to handle it the same way. I'm going to do my best to stay in my lane and focus on the point I'm trying to get across during this time. They are the reason why you'll get a cell phone and you'll be like, my granddaughter, niece, nephew, godchild could help me figure this out on, using technical devices. Then you're the same person that will threaten them, threaten to take it from them when they don't do what you want. This is not everybody, I'll just take what apply, right? They don't do what you want, or you see that because their behavior is controlled by said technical I think that says 2323 on the plate. Said technical devices, games, or whatever. That's the only way that you feel like you can reach them, by taking those things away. So, bringing that back full center to Conjure Queen's video, that I felt very compelled to make a video of concurrence about what happens when the things don't mean anything anymore. What happens when that gets played out? Dangling the latest gadget or fashion or fad before these children, and then they grow up like that's all. They grow up like chasing those things, and you want them to be more grounded, more, and I don't want to use the word spiritual, I'm going to say aware that everything doesn't revolve around things. Well, this is what she was going into in her video about, and I appreciate her transparency. I really feel like there's not a damn thing to be ashamed about. And I say this as someone that is about to be transparent with you in sharing this video, because that hold on you of wanting to look well off, superior, in your bag, or just so affluent, like nobody can touch you. It gets played out. It can get played out. And it can get played out once you experience that trying to get all the things was just like I was about to say a rabbit chase. Almost like a dog chasing its tail. It becomes soul sacrificing and soul siphoning. Oh, this breeze feels so good. I'm in one of my favorite places in a park that has like lots of greenery. I can see lots of green scenery, and it also has a dog park. It also has a playground area for children, and it has an open field, soccer, football, baseball. No, not baseball. Yeah, they could if they could play baseball. But my point I'm making is that I'm in a place of serenity, a place of peace. I'm in nature. And it is so, when I tell you it's so gratifying, oh, that breeze. It's so gratifying. And it's so simple. And as a Gen Xer, we have immense appreciation for when things were very simple. I don't know if y'all remember that song with the background music in the Wu-Tang song, and it was saying, couldn't it be things were all so simple then? When things were simple, not complicated by having to do all the time or having to have. Like, there's always been an air of wanting to have more, especially when you saw somebody who you thought had more than you externally, until you spent time with that person, or maybe you heard about them, maybe you knew someone that was close to them, and they happen to share how really cool those people are, or the opposite happened. You got to witness how having all the things actually made them rotten, made them unpleasant, made them, it showed their lack of appreciation for things that have more meaning. They base their relevance around what they have or what they had. And what they have or had wasn't even theirs. It was inherited. It was passed on, passed down. The parents gave it to them. I could go on and on. But my point I'm trying to make is, things don't make people. People make things. People make things irrelevant. People make clothes relevant. People make jewelry relevant. People make style, what is perceived as style, relevant. And they also can overvalue it and exacerbate or really expand, like really make it multiplied to crazy degrees more important than it already is. So what has lent a very helpful hand to doing so is social media. Before cell phones, there were, well, let me pause. Before the high-tech cell phones, there were the ones that looked like walkie-talkies. Before the ones that looked like walkie-talkies, they had, what are they called? Sky pages. They had two-way pagers. They had beepers. Like, there was always a new thing and then a new level of the new thing. And if you didn't have the new or the next level of the new thing, then you were not considered to be relevant, down, or even worthy of being heard, seen, respected, loved. Because now the love, so-called love, was attained or derived from external validation, attention of your things. And yet, without you, what value do the things have? Could they love? Can they speak? Do they have good vibes? Like, what value do those things have? They're inanimate objects. They can't function without you, the human being, who is a piece of the source, and here in the flesh and spirit as a resource. So the feeling of emptiness, of not enough, lack, thinking that if you get more, it will fill this gaping hole in your soul. She asked if anyone has ever felt like that, and I could totally relate. And I could totally relate, speaking from my standpoint of I'm going to just say like how I came into my career, right? That I didn't even know was going to be my career because it was manufactured. Kind of don't want to use that word, but it was a direct product of my gifts, one of my gifts. And I utilized that gift, which was or is still, as a licensed cosmetologist. We don't care about titles, but I'm putting it out there just in case you're listening intently and you really want to know. I used my gift, and my gift made room for me. My gift made me a lot of money. My gift enabled me to do a lot of things. Yet, because I was not self-aware, it didn't mean shit. I met people, encountered people who saw that I didn't know my own value, and they plugged into me. I allowed them to, because I didn't even know that that was a thing. But I allowed people to take from me energetically, monetarily, resourcefully, emotionally, physically, sexually, mentally. Did I say mentally? Like all the leaves, all the things. I participated in the widening and broadening of that gaping hole in my soul, because I did not tune or tap into self. I was not aware of vibration, frequency, energy. Like, I could tell you, looking back now, I remember having feelings about certain people, certain places, certain situations. But the lack of knowledge of self made me just keep ignoring my intuition. When I enjoyed my own company, but I also felt like, well, I want to be liked, valued, respected by my peers at work. I wanted friends, because my foundation of relationships was very, very, very faulty, very unstable. These things that I'm mentioning, you're like, well, what does that have to do with anything? When you're not in tune with self, when you're not aware of what it is that you actually need, and you're always searching for things outside of you. You search for external validation. You search for love. You search for friendship. You search for being heard, being seen, and you end up being tolerated, unappreciated, and still left feeling empty. You feel like, okay, well, maybe, I got money, I got the means to do this. I'll go treat myself to, say, it's food. Or the most common, thing to do is you'll go shopping. So you treat yourself, you treat yourself to shopping, to things. You make yourself look nice. You make yourself smell nice. You treat your friends because so-called, you don't want to enjoy these things by yourself. You don't value you. And so you are pouring out, watering others while you're trying to pour into yourself. But it's just like, even the time you spend with the people that you spend money on or with, even the money that you spend by going shopping or going on different trips, being able to purchase things that most, maybe people that they wouldn't spend their money on, being really extravagant, just being able to say that you can and that you have. It's like, okay, now you got the car, now what? You don't trust nobody, so you riding in that shit by yourself. You got the home, now what? You could take care of it, you could hold it down, but Luther Vandross said, what's the house without a home? When there's no one there. When there's no one there, it's just you. Okay, so now you got the big crib. And what? You got all of whatever it is that you think you desire, you think you want. Jewelry, hair, lashes, body, the beat down on his face. You going to the spa, you toasting it up, you in different, you have access to different places that most people don't, they're not as affluent as you, so they don't have access to certain places. You have all of these external things at your reach and at your beck and call, and yet you still feel like nothing. You still feel empty. That's because you keep searching outside of yourself for the love that you are. Again, we are offshoots of Source. Source is the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop. We are the ocean in a drop. So if you look at it from that standpoint, or, you may not get it, or maybe you do. The ocean in a drop, you're more expansive than you know. You're bigger, wider, broader, deeper, longer than you know. There's so much more to you than the new kicks that's out, the new bags that's out, the new nail designs that's out, the new hairstyle that's out, the new clothing, the new car that's out. If I'm repeating myself, I'm just, like I said, I'm just speaking. I'm kicking it with y'all. And even within becoming aware, or more aware of myself, right? Like I had felt at one time like, oh my goodness, when I really first started like paying attention to it, I wasn't watching TV. I did change my eating. I didn't change my eating to fit into anywhere. I changed my eating for my own purposes. But when I realized, it was a thing to be vegan, when I heard it was a thing to be vegan, I didn't want to be vegan. I don't like trends. I don't like following trends. And I noticed that it was a lot of holes in that. So it's like whatever is the most popular thing going on and people are jumping on it, it makes it, the efficacy of it is like, because really it was supposed to be this rare and unattainable thing when we naturally come from eating from the earth, eating things naturally, non-processed and all of that. And then the people who have their hands in being able to manipulate how we see things, like on social media, they turned it into a trend. Now everybody wanted to be vegan. They buying a bunch of shit that really, it really don't even make them feel better, because they feel like they got access to it, so they can still slack off and eat how they want, do what they want, really not be totally accountable for how to care for their bodies. Scale it back again so I don't get lost or lose you. That being said, again, you're looking outside of yourself to make you feel whole, better, joy, complete. And you are all those things already. You are the ocean in a drop. What else can you add to the ocean to make it more relevant, to make it more desirable, to make it more respected, to make it more mysterious, more elusive, more confident? What else can you add to the ocean in a drop? This is why we are told by people that we respect, and I say people because it can be elders, teachers, mentors, YouTube personalities, let's say social media personalities. We are constantly admonished to go within, that everything we seek is within us. Social media blew the hole in your soul bigger. It blew it up even more so, because it's like a never-ending vortex. A vacuum is just constantly sucking in whatever you're interested in, whatever it is that your algorithm is showing that you are into. There's a movie, documentary, and I'm not good with remembering the movies and stuff. I'm going to find out, and then I'll come back and put it in the comments. But it was showing how we're being monitored. We're being watched. Every time you pick up your phone, there's somebody on the other side watching, one, the fact that you picked up your phone, what time you picked up your phone, where you were at when you picked up your phone, what was going on when you picked up your phone, what it is that you looked for when you picked up your phone, how long did you view that thing that you went to look at when you picked up your phone. And they assess you. And this is how they can discern what to show you to get you to spend more money. Ultimately, that's what everything boils down to. Which is why I also made another video. And it was not... Let me scratch that. I was a little more vague. I didn't go in depth and in detail about what I was trying to get at. The point I was trying to make is that no matter what you do outside of yourself, especially when you're messing with social media, it is created to make you want more. Just because you quit your job, just because you say, I'm going to create my own business, and you still have to utilize social media, excuse me, social media or your phone more, it still keeps you enslaved. It's like, I don't want to do shit. I don't want to work. Work does not sound like fun. I want to enjoy what I'm doing that is assisting or serving another person. And I would love to be compensated well for it. But I don't want to work. Everything is set up so that you keep working. Oh, get paid to be yourself. Monetize your channel. How do you monetize your channel? You have to work. You still gotta, put yourself on that. Well, and it's been said, well, you did it for a job, you did it, for so long, you should be able to, or you have to do it for yourself. Well, what if for yourself you really desire to give yourself more? There go that breeze again. What if you decide to give yourself more time in nature? What if you decide to give yourself more time to play with your children, if you have children? What if you decide to give yourself more time with your inner child that remembers and reminds you that we like to draw, we like to paint, we want to do finger paints, we want to cook, we want to make some brownies, and we want to put a different spin on it. We want to make strawberry banana brownies. Y'all might say, ew, but guess what? That is the power of a childlike imagination. Trying something just because. And finding out that shit really is good. Why do you think children are getting paid on social media, and as adults, we're trying to get paid? Children just do it. They come out the womb swiping. You put a phone in their hand, they good to go. Who taught them that? Innately, they just know. So, some other things that were mentioned in the video was like embarrassment around that. Embarrassment around obtaining a goal. And then after you obtain the goal, you really don't feel like you're happy, but it's like, now what? What's next? What makes you feel like that is like, because you're not really trying to attain the goal for yourself. You're doing it because you want somebody to be like, oh wow, you really did it. Yo, oh my goodness. Yo, that's so lit. That's dope. That's excellent. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm so proud of you. You want to be acknowledged. You want to be heard. You want to be seen. I didn't know that about myself about 2 years ago. I used to feel like, why am I going to do YouTube videos? Why am I going to post myself, post my work? What is it going to actually do for me? And then, because I didn't listen when somebody encouraged me to do it years ago, like, sidebar, had I listened to this one particular person, and I started my YouTube channel back in 2012, we are now in 2025. That would be 13 years of content. I probably would be a monetized channel, but I didn't want to do it Then fast forward to 2020, and that shit took off. It put people on the map, made folks famous, made them very wealthy, all of that. So now I'm like, that the shoulda, woulda, couldas. And now I'm trying to do things, or trying to attain or obtain things out of fear. And I heard another video post from Aquarius Maximus, and she was going in too, speaking on how we don't, what she said, y'all don't believe fat meat is greasy. Y'all want to wait till the last minute to try to do things to make you self-sustained when it's being put out there before you. And instead of us jumping on a thing when it's fresh and new and starting it from scratch together with those that are creating these things, we wait until somebody validates it, or we wait until others validate it, or until it blows up, then we want to jump on it. Yet that is chasing yet another thing outside of yourself to validate you. So yeah, I felt embarrassed. I felt awkward. I felt behind. I felt I was calling myself a late bloomer, and I was corrected about doing that I am not a late bloomer. And my reprieve to that is that I'm not late. I'm seasoned, and it's perfect for right where I am. I'm perfectly seasoned for right where I am in this moment. You know why? Because I am the ocean in a drop. You could add to me. You could put more stuff here, but it's not going to make me greater than what I am from the start. What's going to make me greater, what's going to make me feel more fulfilled, what's going to make me feel whole, what's going to pack that void, because think of a void, you think of just an incessant vacuum. But what is going to stop it up and seal it from the back end is starting from me. I'm the back office. I'm the back end. I am the rabbit hole. I'm filling it with me. Whatever research, whatever knowledge of self, whatever things that I truly enjoy doing, pulling those things out. Pulling them from out of the portal that I am. And so once I start going inward, once I start valuing what I already have, once I start giving gratitude for the drop of the ocean that I am, I can only get more. I will only receive more, because my focus is not on how do I get that to my ocean. It's how do I expand myself, my ocean, further, farther, longer, wider, deeper. How do I expand that? And I do it by remembering what it is that I actually love to do that has nothing to do with anybody else. Nothing. And it doesn't have to revolve around things that people already know about me or perceive that they know about me. Do you recall what it feels like when you learn something new, be it about yourself, excuse me, or about a place that you're going to or something that you're about to do and you don't tell anybody? Do you know how good that feels? Until you, not even until, it feels good, and it feels even better once it's shared, or say it's discovered or uncovered, or somebody finds out, like, wait a minute, you like roller skating? We didn't know you like roller skating. And you don't have to be a pro at it. Just the fact that you like it makes it all that. And so you skate. And then maybe you take lessons. You take lessons and you meet people who like to skate too. Then y'all go roller skating. Then y'all are shopping for new skates. Different patterns, colors, the wheels, the fluorescent. They glow in the dark. Y'all form a team. All of that comes from, or came from, you tapping into what you like. It didn't involve you getting on social media to learn more about it. You didn't need a master class for it. I mean, you could take a master, because everything now is a master class. But I'm saying, my point I'm trying to get at is you didn't like go searching outside yourself to find out that you really like skating and you enjoy that shit, and you be doing it now. Social media does or will have you feeling like you have to be this impeccable, incredible egg. I was thinking the incredible edible egg, but it has you feeling like, yo, I can't get on here and make this video without this filter. I know I started growing locks, but I want to draw in more people, so let me put some curly weave in my hair, or a quick weave. Just giving like little brief examples. And at the same time, sharing with you, those are things that I thought about. When AI first came out, I was on the bandwagon, like, I ain't trusted. And now it's like I see it as the tool they set it up to be. It is smart because we feed it. It creates images and all the illusionary, imaginative, beautiful images because of our imagination. We have to speak into that instrument to get the image projected back to us that we say we want to see. Right? It's you. But you still think that you got to go outside of you to get these answers. And when I'm saying you, I'm including myself. Right? Not pointing fingers, not judging, just sharing. and sharing because I found something that resonated within me that I had been thinking about doing for a long time. And here comes a younger sister expressing herself about how she felt she felt, I don't want to say she felt shame, but she didn't feel good about feeling that way. And you wouldn't feel that way. Like, you like, dag, I cleared the check, I got the job, I have the home, I have the partner, I have the clothes, I have the means to travel. Not saying this about her, I'm just speaking an example about things that you think you need in order to be and feel whole. And you get all those things and you still be feeling like, damn, what else? What's missing? What's missing is you. I can say this to you because I've lost cars, clothing, storages, places to live. 45 on a plate. 4 plus 5 equals 9. That's 9 twice, which is 18, which breaks down to a 9. The focus on the foundation of abundance and the transformation of it, wrapping up. Shout out to Professor Melanie. I took I was about to say the different types of classes and things that I invested in myself for the expansion of my knowledge of self, only to bring me back to myself and to really be like, what do I actually feel? What is it that I feel I need, that I have to be in said groups, communities? Because it doesn't change you unless you change. If you allow it to change you, then that means you are externally depending on or validating yourself by the opinions of others, the judgment of others. And you don't have to do that. Remember the scenario I just gave you about skating? Not once did you hear me say I asked anybody, or you asked more people. Asked. I want to make sure I said that right. You didn't ask anyone else to like join you. You just was like, yo, I'm out. I'm going skating. I don't care if I bust my ass 3 times. Long as I can get back up, I'm good. But I'm going skating. You go skating, you meet people of like frequency, energy, like minds. And you start pouring into yourself more because you enjoy it and you have fun. You're not worrying about what you're going to gain. You're not worrying about what you're losing. You're not worrying about being extra cute for the skates. You don't have to have the Maserati skates with the Lamborghini shades and not trying to get free advertisement. Like, this is what I'm saying. I don't even care about all of that stuff. They're nice. They're beautiful things to have. But you are more beautiful. You are more worthy than all of those things. Nothing is more important than the ocean. I forgot where that came from. You will never be as important as the ocean. I think it's a poem. But from which movie I heard it in, I don't remember. Or which book it's written in, I don't remember at this present time. But just think about that. You're not as important as the ocean. Yet, you are the ocean in a drop. I don't know about you, but that say a lot. That means you're pretty important. You're pretty relevant. Pretty current. Useful. Knowledgeable. Wise. Ever changing, expanding, and becoming more expansive in a drop. So, I think I want to just wrap this up by saying, like, it's cool to have things. There's nothing wrong with having things. Just know that, hold on. Don't let the things rule you. Don't let them rule you. Celebrate yourself whether you got 100 or $10 in your pocket. I told y'all that I lost cars, right? But it's crazy how everything I lost was replaced, replenished. Was it exactly what I wanted? No. It was, however, exactly what I needed. And that whole wanting thing, again, that's where that entitlement comes in, that lack of gratitude. And this is why we're admonished to have gratitude for being in this moment, in this present moment. Being grateful for the things that you have right now without wishing that there was something else. I'm crazy grateful that I have a vehicle that I could sit in a car and share this video with you in the park, outside, able to view the sky, able to feel the breeze, able to see the trees, the butterflies, people walking their dogs, pretty dogs too. Speaking to you on my cellular device. After having the opportunity to go to work today, and it's a Sunday. And I know most of y'all be like, what? You work on a Sunday? Stylist? I never heard of stylist being in the salon on a Sunday. Well, I do. Not every Sunday. But I can do that. And I enjoy going on Sundays because it's a very calmer, more serene atmosphere. And it just makes the client feel privileged and special. They love it because they know that's the one day out of the week when y'all would ask, like, well, when is your least busiest day? It doesn't have to be busy. It doesn't have to be filled with like 50, 11 people to be busy. It could be filled with one person and be busy all day. Excuse me. Is that confirmation? It could be filled with two people and be busy all day. And those two people will never see each other because of the way that I schedule. And I like it like that. That is something that I chose to do on my own, remaining integral to myself first. Because I value my body. I place value upon my temple. Not just what I eat, when I eat, but the fact that I really enjoy taking things easy now. I used to work like nobody's business. But I was going off of survival. I was transmuting energy before I knew what transmuting energy was. Now, totally different. I do not wish. I choose to experience what it feels like to be monetarily, energetically, spiritually, and mentally satiated from serving one person at a time for our highest good. I'm not wishing for money. I'm not asking for just money, because it takes more than money just to operate here on this earthly plane. You need good relationships. You need solid relationships. You need to know how to communicate with people. You need to be able to ask for help and receive it without feeling guilty for asking. You need to feel secure within yourself, because you have an amazing support system. It's okay, y'all. Less is more. When you think about lugging and tugging stuff around, a lot of y'all, I'm going to try to wrap it up in 2 minutes. A lot of you are going to be utilizing storage units like crazy, because y'all going to be trying to hold on to shit. I just want to suggest to you, let it go. A lot of it, unless you're about to know how to sell it and make money from it, or you actually don't care about selling it and you just want to donate it to somebody else that need it, let it go. I was about to try to sing Pack Light. Erykah Badu. Pack Light. Pack Light. Half the things that you carrying around that you haven't touched in God knows how long, you think you need them and you don't. That is one way to help you begin feeling that void in your soul releasing. Okay? So, I know I do long form videos. This is pretty long. I want to make sure I wrap this up in exactly an hour or 60 minutes, whatever you want to look at it as. And thank you for viewing. Thank you for taking the time to watch it to the end. If you enjoyed it and you did watch it to the end, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And make sure you go check out Conjure Queen's video. I'm going to share it on my page as a repost. Love y'all. Peace.